think one of the biggest misconceptions in this country is what this country is all about, who founded it, for what purpose, and most specifically, what it is that we're all looking for. I'm going to try to clarify some of those, and in doing it, as always happens, someone's going to be angry with my definition of some of these things. I've traveled all over the country. I've talked to probably hundreds of thousands of people individually over a lot of years. I broadcast a radio show that brings me thousands of letters every week. I administer the world's largest and most successful civilian intelligence gathering operation in the world, which makes me privy to an awful lot of information that none of you will ever see. And there's so much of it, I can never present it in a form that you would be able to look at it and digest it. So that puts a pretty big burden on me and the people who work with me in the intelligence service and in the CAGI News Service in order to digest this information, analyze it, and be able to present to you what we believe, and this is a subjective judgment, what you can digest and what you need to know at that particular time. And in doing this, digesting all this information, reading all of these letters from people of every kind of background that you can imagine, every race, every religion, every kind of agenda. Believe me, there's an awful lot of agendas going on in this country that are dangerous to Americans, being promoted by people who claim to be Americans, who claim to be patriots, and who claim to be doing the best for this country, including those who want to destroy it and bring about a one-world totalitarian socialist government. They sincerely believe in their heart they're doing the right thing for humankind. You see, nobody gets up in the morning and sets out to do evil. Nobody consciously does that. I've never met any person in my entire life who said, I'm evil, I'm going to do evil things, I like to do evil things, I want to do evil things. They don't exist, in my knowledge. They may exist somewhere, people like Jeffrey Dahmer. And I believe that even Jeffrey Dahmer probably rationalized what he was doing in his own mind to make it right. Isn't that the way we all do things? Even if we do something wrong and we know we're doing something wrong, don't we attempt to rationalize it in our own mind and to our friends to justify what we're doing? So I believe it's a great fallacy to set out to brand those whom we disagree with as being evil people. The result of their actions we may perceive to be evil. We may perceive it to be bad. But I guarantee you those people don't see it that way. And when we present ourselves to them in that light, we're good and they're evil, do you think we have a chance of getting them to listen to us? Not on your life. It's not going to happen. So I think we have to change the way we talk. We have to talk to them in a different manner. Now don't take what I'm going to tell you standing up here today and compare it to what I say on the radio and expect the two to concur. Because when I'm here, I'm just Bill Cooper. I'm talking to you from my heart. When I'm on the radio, I am on a mission. And that mission is to slap people upside the head and wake them up and even make them hate me, if that's what it takes to get them to go examine what I'm telling them to find out that it's right. You see, I don't care how it's done, as long as they wake up.
All right. Can everybody hear me? I need to know. We've made many of changes, so just give me a 5 of 5 if I'm coming in clear, if you can hear me. Even Ben, maybe, I can see you, but brother, if you give me a thumbs up or whatnot. I got Ben, hear me. Everyone's saying 5 of 5, great. All right, just didn't want to waste any breath. Waste your time, waste mine as well. Again, here at the Patriot Hour, we always encourage you to think for yourself and come to your own conclusions based off all the things we lay out. Again, we got the Oath of Two. It's just me and Ben this morning. It's going to be a great show. Friday, free flow, just kind of, we got lots of ideas we want to talk about, but sometimes you got to slow down in life, and we've actually done that in the last few days, minimal videos. We've gotten a lot of technical things worked out again, but I think this time right. Other than that, let's just jump on in here. Brother, Ben, how you doing this morning?
Good morning. Oh, doing wonderful. We, like you've talked about, we've done a crazy amount of tech work, garage talk, and this is going to be a good show. This is, think about a good uplifting message. So when you hear what we're about to really lay down today, just be open-minded, and it's almost like we're all discovering this together. So I just would encourage you as we go through today's information, just stick with us, because we're not gonna fail you. We're not gonna intentionally leave you behind. You know, we always say, right? Where we go one, we go all. Never leave a soldier behind.
Never leave a soldier behind. So just taking a minute here to look at all the great Patriots in the room.
Oh, this is amazing. Amazing. I love all you guys. Mods holding it down.
Yes, they are. Great morning. I hope everyone's...
We got our brown bean, Mike and I, you know, get some of that juice going in the morning.
Yes. So as we were talking about, lots of patriots, people that claim to be patriots, lots of agendas. We know there's lots of agendas in America, and a lot of agendas are out to hurt America. And that's some of the stuff we're dealing with. We know all that exists. People can pick at different movements. They can actually look at the Q movement and think everyone's dubious for being, you know, but honestly, that's like brought a lot of people awake to a lot of true crimes. Bottom line, if you know, people out there think there's nothing being done. Well, one huge thing of that movement I can say for the positivity is like, well, it's brought people awake to a bunch of real stuff, but it ain't gonna do nothing. All right, well, waking people up has always been a huge thing, and that's like one of the main things of that movement. It says is to the hard task of red pilling the actual public masses. That's always been a really hard thing for any group, even if you're on the New World Order kick and trying to wake people up to the things that the New World Order were doing, right, Ben? I mean, that's always been a struggle. I mean, quickly talk about some of your own personal stories, either with, and most of the time, folks, we're going to keep in mind that you were talking to A, family, B,
or friends
or co-workers,
third circle associates,
not randoms. You didn't walk up to the person at the grocery store and start having the discussions, did you, Ben? It always works from you outward. You outward.
Well, when you work on, we know this to be a fact, there's two types of learning methods. There's the banking method, where you get told something, you ingest it, you regurgitate it, and that's how it's a banking method. Mike and I have always enjoyed the discovery process. And so when you discover something as to be a truth or a new realization in your life, and these are not truths like, oh, I can tie my shoe a certain way. Hey, everybody, guess what? There's a new way to tie your shoe. No, these are the realizations that are literally, pivotally life-changing. And who is the first people you want to share any type of extreme emotion, gratitude, information with? Those who are closest to you, because those who you love the most, and you think to yourself, I found something. Hey, everybody, take a look at this. What do you guys think? Because you use friends, you use family, you use co-workers to kind of bounce your ideas off to gauge if, am I crazy or am I thinking off the rails? Here's this an Eddie. And a lot of times you deal a lot with cognitive dissonance. And we've talked a lot about that in this show.
And let's tell
Mike
people,
and I,
I'll tell people,
cognitive
what is
dissonance,
that? What is that, folks? Go ahead.
In a nutshell, if you were pretty much born on an island, hypothetically, and you were told your whole entire life that the sky is red, and then when you're older, you get flushed out into society, and you're like, look at that beautiful red sky. And it's like, that's not red, it's blue. My whole life, I was told it was red, so it must be red. And you are closed-minded to what's actually in front of you, and that's not for everything.
And that's an extreme case, right? I mean,
extreme case. I'm just trying to give an example.
Things that go against what you know to be true, basically, right?
Yes, and you can do one of two ways. You can accept it as, wow, this is new information. Let me research it. Let me connect the dots, like Mike and I always say here. And I think it's been hard because you want to go to friends, family first, but normally those are the people who tend to criticize you the most because they know you the most. And
well, either they raised you to think differently, or I mean, there's think about that one. The parent or the son or daughter trying to wake up the parent was like, well, God damn it, I taught you your whole first part of life. How dare you try to reteach me?
A lot of this is we always. I was always in the society growing up. We were always told, and this is still true today, but just bear with me. We were always told that our elders, our grandfathers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, this is where the knowledge lied because of living and how they lived. And, it's like you depend on these things, but we're discovering that what Mike and I are talking about doesn't go back 10 years. It goes back 100, 200, 1,000 of years.
Antiquity.
Yes.
Bloodlines.
By the way, on a side note, I think it's getting a little choppy. I mean, on my end, I don't know if the low latency is doing that. I don't know if you can.
No, you look great to us over on my end anyway.
Cool. Maybe just.
But I can't do anything now. Wait. Let me see. Medium.
Let's see.
Did that do anything if I drop it like that now, or?
It sounds good. No, just every once in a great while it clicks. Anyways, you guys, what we're trying to say is that don't get discouraged if those around you don't either champion what you're doing or they're doubting what you're doing. If you know it to be truth, at least as you see it, go with it. That's the mark of somebody who stands on what they believe in, regardless of who you are, friends, family, and life. If you believe something, stand on what you believe in. And even if you're wrong, then be okay with being wrong and learning something new. That's the wonderful thing. My children make mistakes all the time, but you want them to learn from their mistakes, and that's how we all grow together. So again, don't take what those around you either say or not say or whatever. Connect your own dots and have the freedom for own free will. And knowing that you could be wrong. That's the beautiful part of research, that you could be wrong. Yes. You probably will be a lot.
And I know our touch base today is we're not pointing anyone out in per se. We just kind of wanted to touch base on a lot of our heartfelt, great, loving Patriot subscribers and members, whatever. And again, I got the members' names up. I had decided if you guys still want to go forward with that, we're just gonna have to do it a different way. You can still be a member, whatever amount you were giving at the time, you can still do via P.O Box or PayPal, or the things open right now. The mods can help you. But bottom line is, Ben, you can follow a few different paths here. There is a story. There was a story, and we like to talk about basically the confusion with all the subscribers, the different channels you guys are engulfed in, because we say watch everyone, listen to everything you can, read everything you can, look at the D-class. By the way, like the other day, I came across the actual website article that somehow beeped into my phone that said breaking. I did a video on WikiLeaks. We were all going over that.
It was
Actually,
amazing.
that came out about a year ago. Now, I don't know if there was something new that got dropped with it, but the article is literally written April 22nd, 2020. WikiLeaks drops everything, and then it comes out, it's like, yeah, we went over that about a year ago, that actual link that they gave to where all the WikiLeaks stuff sits. So it could have been a year-old article.
However, we do know that some of
it's
the
valid
links
information
in that article, well,
for some people that was the first time they seen it. So no matter if it was a year old, it was great for them to get back into, to be like, like I found out Steve Jobs thing. I didn't hear that a year ago. Must have totally went over So,
By the way, a lot of the links didn't work last year, and that's what we went through. We showed you guys that a lot of those links that had JPEGs, that had PDFs,
they were
you had a
cut. They were
404,
cut.
they had a 404 server error because they were not there. Now, a year later, the same links are there, but
Yeah.
there's pictures. Now there's
So,
documents. So
again, like I said, that's the difference, folks. There's straight up lying, then there's straight up confusion. And I wasn't lying the other night. Might have been a little confused on what we were putting out. I put out there, but hey, it's still very valid information, and that's the thing. We've been more right than wrong, and we're not trying to be more right than wrong. We're just trying to be honest and truthful and give you guys truth. And I'm sure all the other channels that you'll watch do the same. I don't particularly watch a lot of channels. If you're going to send me something, send me links, send me D-Class, send me some good stuff like a lot of you Patriots do. I know a lot of you send just links. Like, hey, have you seen this? Check it out. And that's all your description tells you. You don't want to tell too much because you might give it away or something, and you want me to be shocked and awed. And I very rarely early on clicked on a lot of them, and it's just stuff that I don't have time to. So what's our point on that, Ben? If you've been following somebody, I would say a journalist, a news channel, and on one particular story, if it's CNN over the Russia thing, and they were this way in the beginning, this way 2 weeks on, then they spun it this way 6 weeks in, and then 6 months later, a year later, 3 years later, they come out, just every angle they had was wrong on that, and they helped pitch it wrong, then they were just wrong. There is no spinning. Channels involved in this truth-seeking telling, if they pitch fear a lot, that's just not good, because that's the only conclusion I think they've come up to after looking at everything, which isn't wrong, right? Some people come out of that shocked, turned upside down, scared, come to the conclusions there's nothing they can do, so therefore there's nothing you can do. I mean, is that sometimes the case?
That's
then?
very evident. I mean, I think a lot of this rolls into, and I think what Mike and I are repeating and saying this in different ways, is that if you have a foundation, how do you gauge if that's a good foundation and the person stands on that foundation the entire time and doesn't step on and off and on and off and on and off? Mike and I was always saying our litmus test is going to be the Constitution. So
how do you know when you're really far down that path, Ben, when things are really crunching in on you? How would you know to be able to stop where you're at, look, like, let's take the news. What's news stand for? Let's look north, east, west, and south. Right?
Wow. We all know what that stands for, but how many of us actually heard and remember what the word news? You see, that another thing too is they have used words like conspiracy theorists. They have use words like we don't want these individuals to be thinking this way and be pointing back towards the government. How dare you say that the government could possibly do any wrong to the people? Or why would these huge organizations lie to us? This is amazing. A lot of people are angry and have every right to be, because when we start seeing people like my governor here not infringing on my constitutional rights that were given to me by our creator, they're just out their window. No, you can't leave your house. But then my governor makes a proclamation. Sorry, the God I serve, the creator of heaven and earth, has given me undoubtable rights on this earth.
Inalienable
That can't take away. And so it's like, if our governor tries to be, let's get a sanctuary city, or your mayor like that, what do? If you don't exercise your rights and you don't speak what you believe to be truth, then at some point in time you're just going to be another cog in the wheel, and that's not what we promote here. And I want to transition to our other, I guess, main topic of today's show, which is getting into the more hope thing. And Mike, what have you personally, for the last 3 years with this channel, what has been your goal every time you try to make a video on this channel?
Trying to explain the picture we're seeing here. So like you said, we were all involved in this New World Order pitch. I've come to the conclusions, I think, in our research, Ben's, even Woodman, maybe Fluid Pour on a broader scale, Scott, everyone involved in this channel. But more so in my own, I was pretty unhopeful as well. Was I going to write books on being unhopeful and how unhopeful you should be? Probably not. I wasn't going to create a channel on that either. So once I saw this operation that I believed to be happening, we jumped in on it, and it was like the rival story to a really bad group of people and their end game plan for all. And I believed every bit of that. As far as all the eddies and things getting there, and the fear of microchipping or collecting, knocking on everyone's door and dragging you out. Those seem to be real, but in another sense, you kind of stop and try to think how that would happen, and I don't know if it could. And so we try to promote this other narrative, I guess, of there are good people around still. There are patriots planning. There are people that actually pray to a benevolent God, the one that we all know, not these other beings or entities or aliens, whatever the hell you want to call them. We pitch this other narrative. Now, the reason we can do that, and it's like, well, you've been wrong. I would put to the fact of, well, this other narrative on the other side is they've been coming for 50 or maybe 100 years to knock on your door or to chip you. None of that's happened yet. Well, we're not there yet. Well, every time we have this crisis, when would be a good opportunity, or one, it's like the same things going on. There's people that are wrong on dates. It's not this time, it's going to be tomorrow. Just buy a little bit more of my gold and silver or whatnot, and I'll tell you. I don't know. So that's in a broad sense. We're on a different kick. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
And I would add to that is that when Mike and I were in Garage Talk, we were we do look at other content providers, and we see what's out there, as well as looking at the news. And there's a common theme of fear. And Mike and I were talking in Garage Talk, and I says,
there's
brother,
hope porn. We got to go both sides. There's hope porn, and then there's fear porn.
Fear porn, yeah, there's both sides. And so, with that being said, no, exactly. We says this last 3 years, what primarily have we been focusing on? What has our energies, our vibrations, whatever you want to call them, what have we been focusing on the last 3 years? And that is, there's going to be a brighter tomorrow. There's going to be a better future for your children and my children than the opportunities and the lies that I had to deal with in our society. And all that means is that Mike and I see the glass of water half full. It's not half empty. And so if we've been consistently saying this for 3 years plus, and we talk about, Mike and I has been doing this since we first met in 2008. And so if we've been consistent, there's a vibration of truth. And I like to say this a lot because this is a very truthful statement, and it has a lot of impact. We're never lying. We could be wrong, but we're not lying to you. And if we're wrong, we adjust we adjust fire so we get on target down range. And it's been a lot of you guys who's been giving us information, because there's over 1,000 people in the room right now. Mike gets emails from, you ready for this? Microbiologists, scientists, aviators, pilots, doctors.
Police, ex-military, ex-governmental, ex-Q clearance. Lots of ex-Q.
We get these information. I like to talk to Fluid Port. Why? He's boots on the ground in Florida. I want to know what's happening in Florida. I'm boots on the ground here in Michigan.
I'm boots in Indiana.
Yeah, so it's like, instead of hearing what CNN tells me, because we never trust them, then all of a sudden we're all on board, and you mean to tell me everybody is lying to me?
Hell.
Welcome to the game called our new reality. And so we know things are happening, but we've always tried to promote truth and hope, but not ignorant, lack of knowledge hope.
Yeah.
And there's a difference.
And I would say, to add to what Ben was saying there, is, so when you take a look back at the journalists that maybe you were following, or the channels, or wherever you were getting your information from, you got to judge, you got to gauge. And we don't ever say, well, if they've been wrong or misled you so much. So, I mean, you got to make the decisions, folks. if people have left your the channel they were doing to just totally do something else, and then they come back and then they leave again, and that's a way to get away from being wrong. You got to be able to pick up on that, guys, at one point or another, you would think, wouldn't you? I mean,
I agree. At some point in time, you have to recognize the lies. We always talk about a good bank teller knows how to tell a counterfeit Federal Reserve note.
yeah.
How come we don't know how to tell a good lie? Is it just because we're too, and I don't want to use the word lazy because that's too umbrella. That's too much of an umbrella word. What is it? What is it? Is it because they make the information extremely hard to get, and those of us who are too wrapped up in the daily grind of life that has been purposely thrusted upon you, and we're okay with paying property taxes and not talking about the Constitution, and it's people not using logic and just reason, just thinking to yourself. It's like, have I washed my hands more? Well, yeah, I always wash my hands. It's like I always brush my teeth. If I don't brush my teeth, they fall out of my head. If I don't wash my hands, I'm going to be getting a fungal, bacterial, or parasitical entity into my body, a live, thing. So it's like we try to always promote hope, not false hope, real, tangible, grabbable hope. And so when you hear other channels or other people, or you're trying to quote unquote, and I hate using these words, wake up, but if I can use that, wake up those around you, because one, you love them, one, you're excited and you want a research battle buddy, right? This title is called Know Thy Foxhole, and every military individual active right now or a vet knows exactly what that means without saying any other words. And civilians,
know thy battle, know thy buddy,
battle buddy. Yeah,
know thy buddy, know thy battle, know thy buddy, know the foxhole you're getting into, and do you want to be with these people during a crisis? See, everyone's crisis mechanism is different depending on the crises you've been through. Maybe why do we like to, or get along a little bit better with the vets. When I got out and I worked at a certain place doing some military contracting, it was 800 vets in the place, and it was easy to get along. The lingo, the jokes, the things that were already there at one point in time with other battles kind of worked with these other, not all, but the common frame of mind and the crisis mode of veterans is a little bit more my style because of, I don't know if that comes out right, and I don't mean I couldn't be around any civilians ever. No, I am a lot. I just, I know that their crisis mode kicks in a little different.
Well, it's hard to talk to people around me who had never been military trained for an actual pandemic. And the guy that I'm on with right now, my battle buddy, I know for a fact's been trained in Seaburn, and I know that he knows that I've been trained Seaburn. It's an Army training base and blah, blah, blah. Dude, so we understand that when Mike and I are talking about these kind of things, we're not only bringing to bear our expertise of what we were trained on. I'm like, well, the military says a pandemic is completely something else than what everybody's saying it is now. And all of a sudden, everybody around me seems to be an expert in the word panic and epidemic put together.
Yeah. When I need my car worked on, folks, I don't go to my lawyer. And when I need lawyer advice, I don't go to my mechanic. And so.
Now, I bet you my mechanic may have some cool lawyer tricks that he's dealt with in his life, and the lawyer may know how to fix a tire. That's going to be a real expensive tire fixing information session. But don't discount it.
That's all we're saying is if somebody's only thing is pandemic after pandemic to create, whether it's an interplanetary thing coming at you, and then the very next week that didn't pan out, so now it's back to the old government's coming to drag you out. That's happening tomorrow, and that doesn't happen. And then I don't know, we can spin back. It's the old triangle of three things. It's either planetarial or the government's coming, and they keep that on you. They keep pressing that on you. And evil don't, good doesn't exist. Well, hell, then right there they're telling you that they're not good.
And that kind of rolls into our third point coming up, I guess third or fourth point, is those of us who have children, those of us who are fathers and those of us who are mothers, we have an acute understanding that what we do and how we act, our children will ripple that, will echo that. Do you know why Mike's children and my children right now are not afraid? They're not freaking out because school's closed and everybody's wearing bottles and masks on their face because they have no idea. You know why our children are calm and they keep driving on? Because their fathers and their mothers and their people in their lives that say, we're covered by the blood of Jesus. This is what we believe in. This is a foundation. All my research, because I'm an intelligent person, has showed me this. We have to be calm for the next generation, you guys. If our children see us running around with the chickens, their heads cut off, how are our children going to react when there really is a situation where they need to stand firm and knowing to see what a counterfeit is versus what the truth is and what the reality is? I mean, God knows what would happen if the internet went down. We'd have a bunch of dumb people running around, which is lack of knowledge. So it's like we stand fast and we preach hope. We preach, don't believe us. Do your own research. I mean, who tells you that, right? What other channel says, look at you guys, read everything, do everything, connect the dots for yourself? Nobody does that. And we've been doing that for 3 years. And I believe that makes this channel and you guys watching right now special. That's why Mike and I have continued to do this for so long. And Mike's been pumping out, 1,600 videos, man? That's amazing. And all that's due because of you guys. I mean, it's amazing how many people have sent us stuff, told us about stuff, public operational knowledge. I'm like, oh my gosh, I never knew that was there. And we get to bring it to you guys and to our family and to our friends. And, I don't mind getting called names and getting talked down to by anybody. That's okay, because I know where I stand at, and I may be wrong, but Mike and I will always drive on. And I know that I got a lot of people that has my back. And like I said, we don't know everything. I just think that Mike and I have a little bit better pattern recognition processes in our brain because we've been doing this for most of our lives. And so some people are expert at building cars, or they're expert at building roadways. Mike and I are kind of an expert at seeing patterns and seeing where the truth lies at and researching. This is an interesting thing. And most of our research, what is it? What do we say, Mike? 2/3 are lie, 1/3 is truth. You got to kind of dig through there and look through the truth and see what's going on.
Yes. A good lie is always on the foundation of, it's got to be built on a little bit of truth, otherwise it wouldn't exist. Hold on, let me get something here.
So it's been very interesting. And for me, it's just been a wonderful ride. I'm coming out. Oh, no, I'm just saying just what Mike and I talk about. There we go. Yes, right. That right there, one of the first entry books.
Let me, on that topic of what you were just saying there. So we get into Behold a Pale Horse.
Great book.
And I'm just going to read this right here, and this is the shape of it. It's really cool entry part of the book. So, one basic truth can be used for a foundation for a mountain of lies. And if we dig down deep enough in the mountain of lies and bring out that truth to set it on top of the mountain of lies, the entire mountain of lies will crumble under the weight of that one truth. And there is nothing more devastating to a structure of lies than the revelation of the truth upon which the structures of lies was built, because the shock waves of the revelation of the truth reverberate and continue to reverberate throughout the earth for generations to follow, awakening even those people who had no desire to be wakened in the first place. So it's a very
powerful. Ingest that, you guys. Just like it says in the Bible, man, the candle that's lit on a hill will light what? Will light everything around it. You know, there can be no existence of darkness if there's light in the room. If one truth is on top of that mountain of lies and you discover that, the whole mountain crumbles and you really see what the wizard behind the curtain is really looking like. And we say it's wizards. They're casting spells on you, and they're using words, and that we all use. But words do mean things, and so when we speak, Mike and I are always very not careful, but we're trying to be direct in the words that we say. We want to have the clearest and most impact, so we mean what we say, and that's also interesting. So we just. Again, man, we love you guys for so much, man. This has been something that we have always done from the beginning, and I think, like Mike and I say, there is a, if I can use Bill Cooper's words, there's a reverberation of truth that comes out of the channel, and we try our best to get it out to you guys, because a lot of people don't have the time to do the research that Mike and I's been doing. I mean, let's be honest here. I don't have the time to go learn how to fly a jet airplane. I'm maybe going to watch a little information on jet airplane pilots who's done it, who's been through it. So I understand that we can't do everything, but we do have a unique opportunity to do a lot of research and bring it to you guys. And it's just been a wild ride.
Oh yeah, it's been, and we're here. We're not going anywhere. So I would like to. We're at the 40-minute mark. If we can take a couple of phone calls here. I don't have the number on me.
Let me get it for you. Let me see here.
I think somebody maybe.
One of the mods has it. I know what it is, and I can do this here. Let me see. Pat Riot. Dun dun it. Little 202-506-9005. I'll put up here.
Here
for
it is.
you. Booyah.
Hello, welcome to the Patriot Hour. Can you hear us?
Hi, Mike. It's Natalie from Kentucky. How y'all doing this morning?
Great.
Wonderful.
Good.
God, we hear you
I
so
have a story
good.
for y'all that I've been waiting for the next live show so that I could get on here and tell y'all about. But
Come on.
my daughter, okay, when she was 3 years old, we were out in Vegas, and I took my kids to the health department to get their shots. And at the time, I was in massage therapy school. They said, do not give your kids the new chickenpox vaccine because it's a natural thing kids get, and it's better to get it naturally, okay?
Amen.
This nurse gave both of my kids that chickenpox vaccine, okay, on top of all the other ones. Well, I got really mad. Well, anyway, we left. Okay, my daughter quit talking, okay? She's almost 3 years old. She quit talking, and we moved back here to Kentucky, and it got so bad to the point that right after I got her potty trained, I put her in preschool right after she turned 3, okay? So she went to 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and 5-year-old preschool, kindergarten, first and second grade. They decided to tell me that she had a learning disability, okay?
Okay.
That she wasn't retaining any information. I'm like, all right. So for the next 3 years, she goes through an IEP at school. All right.
Yep.
5th grade comes up, okay? The school calls me one day. I go down there. They said, Autumn's got a learning disability. She's not holding on to any information. I'm like, okay. So they send me to this doctor in Madisonville. And this guy was a total ass. I mean, we walk in the door. He looks at my daughter and he goes, you sit on the floor. Don't move. And she sat there for 40 minutes, okay? Well, then turn around, and we went back to him twice, okay? The second time I go in there, he gives me a prescription for her. Well, I take the prescription to my pharmacist, and the pharmacist looks at it, and he goes, why would he give her this? And I'm like, I don't know. He didn't really tell me what she had. They've told me she's got a learning disability. He said, well, maybe this will work, but this is a bedwetting medicine from the 1940s. He said, it will give her night terrors, okay? And if she gets a ringing in her ears, it could be permanent. He said, so stop it immediately. He said, I'm going to cut it in half. Just give her a half one, okay? So I take it, I go to school, took her to school that day, showed the school what they gave her. They're like, oh, do you want us to give it to her? I said, no, it's just once a day. I'll give it to her. So I take it home. Autumn's already mad. She didn't want to take it. Well, I told her, I said, you know what? Go get me the bottle. I gave her a pill. I said, now go throw it in the trash. I said, if anybody at school asks if you're on this medicine, you tell them yes. She said, okay. Well, I told her to throw the pill away and get a book. Me and her sat and we read more. All right?
Oh my
Well,
gosh. Yeah.
3 weeks go by, okay? The principal from the school calls me. I went in. He said, Natalie, it's unbelievable. Autumn has gone up 35 points in every subject.
Wow. Praise
Isn't that
God.
medicine working? I caught their asses. Okay?
Wow. Yep.
My daughter's been homeschooled ever since.
Wow.
Amen.
Say
Oh my
no to
gosh.
these
That's
damn vaccines. That's, I mean, my son got his 6th grade shots, and that boy has had busted eardrums. He ran the mile 2 years ago for school, okay, for ROTC. Well, he ran the mile, and he come down with rhabdomyolysis and compartment syndrome. He was, in 2 days after this happened, he was in full renal failure. He lost half his leg.
Wow.
He lost the muscles in his leg on his 16th birthday.
Wow. Wow.
Okay? Ain't no more
So
vaccines
this-
coming in my house. Ever.
Well, you know what? You know what? I'm telling you what. We're going to keep you in our prayers for sure. But it's so. If I can point out a silver lining to this, I am so glad you are aware not to put foreign bodies into your children. And I mean, it's that is such a hard fight. I'm wishing that I had the ability to homeschool my children. I unfortunately have to deal with their mom in a court case, and so I have personal issues. And I know there's a lot of you out there who have a lot of issues like that. But I think you're doing the right thing. I would always suggest, we're not doctors here, nor are we lawyers. We don't dispense medical or legal information. But my opinion is the more natural you go with your diet and your medication that God has created, I would think that would work out probably better than these chemicals they're trying to put in our bodies. But again, that's got to be your decision. That's why Mike and I always say, do your own research. And thank you for calling in for sure, man. This is another, I got to take this as a win because you really discovered that, you found what works for your child. And that is amazing. That's what a parent should be doing. And so God bless you and God bless your family and your children, man.
Thank you very much. But my daughter's never sick. My son, he gets ear infections all the time. My daughter's never sick. But it's because I didn't, it's just, oh my God. And now they're wanting to mandatory vaccinate everybody. There was, I watched a show the other night that there was a chief down in Africa, okay? They didn't have coronavirus down there. They have been already testing Bill Gates' vaccine down there, okay? They brought it to this man's village. The first 7 children he gave it to dropped dead instantly.
Wow.
Okay? This was on YouTube about 3 or 4 nights ago. And it's terrifying. And I'm not taking it. And neither are my kids. And I have tried to warn everybody I possibly can. So, but y'all are awesome, and I really appreciate you taking my call. And God bless you, and have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
God bless you. God bless you.
God bless.
Yes, and your
have
family.
a great Friday into the weekend, and keep spreading the truth. And thank you.
Tomorrow's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Patriot's birthday is always awesome.
All right. What a great call. Are you guys hearing everything fine? Is that 5 of 5? Is this the best you've ever heard? Or is it, let us know. Just let us know what you're thinking. I'm hearing things better than ever. Ben, how about you on your end?
Oh, dude, it was beautiful. I was nice and clear. And I will say, you guys, this is yet another caller that's telling us what they've discovered in their biology, in their family. And that's how they feel they're going to raise their kid.
If we're going to take
support
which
that.
I want to. I didn't think she was lying to us to be malicious, but if that worked for them, they found something that works. And why not? Why wouldn't you spread that knowledge or that?
How exciting is for a mother to be able to help her child? Wouldn't you think she would want to talk to everybody like Mike and I has been telling you? Her friends, her family. Are there going to be naysayers? We know those anti-vaccinators. They get a lot of abuse.
We got a call here.
Hit them up.
Welcome to the Patriot Hour. This is Mike and Ben. What's going on?
What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's up?
I'm going to drop a link in your chat about hydrochloroquine bad enough. I want you to check that out.
Okay, you're
Very information.
You're dropping a link?
In the chat about hydrochloroquine from the patent office.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, the malaria, what they did for malaria. I think that's what it was originally designed for, if I'm correct.
You're breaking up.
Okay. Well, yep, we hear you now. You're going to be dropping a link on the hydrochloroquine. If the mods will let them do that, we'll appreciate it. What's it to do with? Can you tell us a little hint, or is
It's
it?
from the patent office. What it's registered as, it has a lot of cures, and it's more than, it blew my mind. It's a 10-cent pill that'll save the population millions and take it right out of the hospital's pocket.
Okay.
It's a long week. I keep trying to add Patriot Hour, but with the link, it's too long. So I put
No worries. We'll look
check
at
this link out and then drop it.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to drop it.
All right. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, brother.
Yep.
All right. That was it. We got time for one more call. One more call. Whoever gets in next, we'll take it. And then we'll go to our famous shout out section. And we will be back later. I plan on doing another show this afternoon.
Folks, what I'm going to do right now, instead of the whole link, I'm just going to put in the hydrochloroquine United States U.S. patent number. You know how to research it, folks. We're not going to spoon it here to you. Research that. I'm going to do it right now.
And we don't know if the other guys will be able to join in later this afternoon. If not, I plan on getting a couple of videos out and possibly doing another live show this afternoon. Who knows? I got to be out of studio here soon.
One more caller. Hey.
One more call. We got the blue light special. I'm in the blue light.
All right, folks. So you wanted it. I'm giving it to you right now. Here we go. So when I give you a link, this is not for all those who like to be spoon-fed. This is for those who are serious about research. You ready for this?
We got a call.
Bam. There it is, folks.
There we go. You're on the Patriot Hour. This is Michael and Ben. What's going on?
What up?
I'm up here in northern Idaho. How are you guys? And thank you so much for what you do.
Oh, thank you, Northern
God bless.
Idaho. Boots on the ground in Northern Idaho. So how's the weather up there today?
It's been beautiful.
Oh, that's good.
I started working at Walmart overnight because we moved from the Hayden area up here to northern Idaho. And
Okay.
I don't like what's going on at Walmart and what they're forcing us to do.
What is that?
It hasn't come to vaccines yet, but wow. I'm just amazed.
When you come in, are they doing the taking your
Testing.
temperatures and then forcing you to wear all their mask or what? What's going on?
Yes.
Okay.
They're doing that, plus they're giving us a colored sticker that's different each night for our badge.
Is it the same for everybody? Like they'll come in and here's green, and now everyone has green, stuff like that, or is
Right.
it different for everybody?
Everyone's supposed to have the same. But here's the funny part. Stores closed overnight. Why do we have to wear the mask? It's hard to work, with a kerchief tied over my face.
Yeah.
And it's difficult. And then the vendors that come in, though, don't have to wear the mask.
Interesting. Is
And customers have a choice when we open up at 7 if they get to wear a mask or not.
okay?
And
Are you guys handing them out?
What's next in line?
Is that the little things I've
apologize,
seen?
go ahead.
No, are they handing masks out if you want them at these places like up in the front?
They are, but I don't take it. I just wear a kerchief instead.
Okay. Do you have any
And then
employees?
what's in the thing when they take your temperature and they have to get so close?
Yeah. What about any employees that you work with that have taken it to the extremes, coming in full, chemical suits or
Putting
Some of the
plastic water
customers
bottles in their
have,
head.
But I haven't seen any employees doing that yet. And
Okay.
they say we can bring our own homemade masks if we
Homemade.
want. So a friend that says he knows you, Michael, his first name is Lance, says he went to school with you. He just cut off the arm of his T-shirt and wore that in. And I thought that's a cool idea because that'll stay on your face and stuff, but they made him take it off.
Wow. I think I know
Well,
Lance.
if I can give any friendly suggestions, I say do your own research on breathers and ventilators, because we got 1,000 people. I wanted to show you guys something from somebody, and I want you to be on the phone, you, the caller as well, so you can see what's going on. I want to show you a real proper ventilator for chemical, biological, and bacterial.
All right, he's showing something here.
It's hard to hear you guys.
Can you? You can't. Oh, hold
over
on.
the phone. Another thing that I wanted to make mention of was I called the representative of the state of Idaho and said, hey, do they have the right to do this, to force us to do this? And they said it's a right-to-work state, and they're well within their rights to impose this upon us. And they change the questions sometimes that they ask you when you come in. And I just I said, well, I feel like it's imposing upon my constitutional rights. And
I
but
agree.
I'm going to call the representative again today and say, hey, now we have to wear these masks. At first it wasn't mandatory, but now it is because there was a lawsuit out there. Is the scuttlebutt on the floor? A customer says that one of the employees wasn't wearing a mask, and we should be, but not the customers are not required to wear them.
Yeah. Well, because they don't work for Walmart.
I don't want to anymore either, so I'm looking for other work.
No,
Well, I'm
But
proud of
glad
you for
we
that.
got out of the Coeur d'Alene area because traffic and people moving up from California and stuff, it was getting really heavy there.
That's crazy.
And
Yes.
I hear now that there's a major line to even get into the Costco, whereas we can walk into any grocery store up here and get what we need.
Yeah.
Even without a mask.
No, same here. Same here. I've stood in no lines. I mean, other than the typical one at the end of the grocery stores or these big box stores, you're always in line there waiting. I've actually walked right up the last few times, so I've had not much issue.
And I believe in the blood of Christ. Hallelujah.
Yes.
That covers
Amen.
me and protects me from
Yes.
head to toe.
What do you think?
So
I'm going to throw
you
this.
guys just keep-
If you can hear me, can you hear me on this one? I'm going to ask
Yeah.
you this. What if at the end of this we find out that we were all, for the first time, all the attention's been focused on the common cold? We've all taken the extra precautions to stay away from each other and wear masks and just not spread the common cold. Do you think what would that do to you personally, if or those around you, if you found that out?
Well, I think that that's a very real possibility. I'm not saying that social distancing is bad, but I don't like the fact that they've shut down the country the way that they have and that they've deceived some people into believing what they believe. There's a lot of angry people working at Walmart these days.
Yeah. Well, God bless you.
And I think it
Yes.
is probably just a common cold, but other demonically possessed people or people that believe opposite of what I believe have, they've just succeeded in spreading a bunch of lies.
Yeah, they're so mad at Trump that they're willing to try anything, huh?
Yeah. I don't know Trump personally, but I thought that I heard through the Christian grapevine that I listened to that he was saved, that he's a brand new baby in Christ.
Okay.
So
Hey.
he's just like any other man. He's out there and trying to do his best. I don't know where the truth lies other than in the Word of God, and I'm going to continue to trust that and speak
Amen.
that forth.
Amen. You can't go wrong.
Yep.
God bless
Oh,
you.
God bless
bless
you.
you.
Thank you
God
for
bless
calling
both
in.
of you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
love
so
you and
much.
your family. We'll keep you in our prayers.
Yep. Sending prayers for all the Patriots. That was our last call. That was very awesome. You guys, I don't know. Let me turn that off just to make sure.
There we go.
Does that get a little better? What does that do when I turn that button off, Ben? Just
Check,
if I-
check. I think it sounds good, brother.
It
Still
just took.
good.
Did it add a little air or the doubleness because of the phone caller?
Just a little bit, but that's cool. But you guys are seeing real time callers calling in. We're not talking about fantasy problems that could come, and oh my gosh, I'm looking for the boogeyman around every corner. So the manufacturer of this desks, they must be Illuminati because the screw holes are 6x6. Illuminati. No, we always promote use your what God gave you. And that last caller, like we said, we can't agree with you more. Thank you for letting us know about what Walmart is. But again, she said it perfectly. She doesn't like what her employer is doing. So she's seeking other employment. That's the freedom you have. And
we don't want to say that for the state.
That,
I don't like the way the state is operating around me, Ben.
I'm going to move out of the state.
This is where we talk about there needs to be a fix. When we first delved in and I found out about the whole 1871, our Constitution went offline with the death of Lincoln, perhaps. Was he duped? Was he part of it? Was he offered something? I don't know, but all I know is he ended up dead. Normally, if you're part of something, you're not going to end up dead unless they don't need you no more. But I'm saying is our Constitution went into the dustbin. This act of, came out of that. We know this whole story, folks. So it's like, some people came to the conclusion when you look into that, like, I need to separate myself. And then there was this push in the 90s, 80s, 90s, maybe even in the 70s and the 60s. I don't know how far. Maybe this has always been around since 1890 when people first came in tune, like, what we need to do is this. And it was a way to get out of that system. And I always took it to be, no, we all need to get out of that system. So that's the bigger picture. You come to some of these conclusions of like, I'm just going to remove myself. I found this church I joined is doing very bad things with the money, Ben. I'm going to get out of there. I'm not going to go to the police. I'm not going to stop it from what they're doing. I'm going to turn a blind eye really and just leave, or turn a blind eye and stay, or threaten them and get involved. And I want some of the cutty kit of the, the kitty, some of the cut of the kitty, So there's several different choices people can make. And I think me and Ben and the people here at the Patriot Hour and many other channels and many other great people have chosen the path of not being part of it and going a little further and exposing it. And that's what we try to do. That's all we ever try to do. We don't try to lie. We bring, and people are like, how do you guys stay so calm? Well, our crisis mode, the training, and plus delving into this information doesn't make you numb to it, but it makes you very aware of it. And you take choices as like, I guess if I came to the conclusion I couldn't do anything ever about it and help wake other people up, I would not be here. That
you wouldn't be seeing us
now. You wouldn't know the Patriot Hour.
Yep.
So this is your guys' hour. We're just some patriots.
Hey, and what Mike and I always tell you guys, and I think this is a soldier's mantra, is that preparation favors victory
every time.
And I want to have victory every day. I want to have small victories with my children. I want to have small victories with my garden, with my family. I want to have victories every day. So I prepare myself for victories. Most on the civilian side, they say, what do? Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So we're preparation, but we know that good times are here and they are coming for all soon. How soon? We all will see. Welcome to the show. We are in this world, but we are not of this world. Therefore, when you delve into your research, if it starts getting into an area that makes you feel uncomfortable or you don't believe something to be true, that's okay. Because the people who control these huge things, they believe that.
Bam.
Nice.
Stutter step in that.
All
right.
That.
We're going to do this here, folks. And we'll get Ben's mic back on.
Shout it out. Shout it out, brother.
Let us know. It's funny, all the
where you're from.
Last land.
Last land.
Automatically hell for review. Sorry, bud. All right.
Ohio, baby.
Right. We got some Ohio. Shout it out. Where you from?
Wyoming. Yes.
Wyoming in the house. Evansville, Indiana.
Evansville. Hey, great place. Great place.
Galapagos, Ohio. Again, Nebraska.
Ohio.
Tampa, Florida. Just want to say thank all the Patriots. We love you.
Kentucky, Oregon, New Mexico. More Ohio. Got some Canucks in the house. Oregon. Got some Bama. Hope you guys get some Roll Tide soon. You got Michigan, Alaska, Mag-Alaska, nice. West Virginia, Alabama, North Kakalaki, Texas. You got coming on there, Colorado, Oklahoma, Florida, Texas again. Oh, we're coming from all over. North Mississippi, PPI. Okay.
PPI. Arizona. Patriot
Oregon.
Hour.
Wisconsin. We got the United Kingdom in the house.
Nebraska, Indy, Dollywood, Ann Arbor, Colorado, Peoria, Illinois,
Peoria, Tennessee. Oh yeah, Iowa, Rhode
Kiss
Island,
my ads. Kiss my
Utah,
ads. Arkansas,
to Maine, Charlotte,
Indiana.
North Khaki. Okay,
South Florida, Phoenix,
Vegas.
Iowa, New York,
New York's in the house.
New York,
California,
New York, big
New
city of
Jersey.
dreams.
Obama's bunker is in the house.
Alabama's in the house. New Jersey, England, Toronto.
I know
Oregon.
somebody's calling from their bunker, and they're
Oklahoma, Indiana,
Montana,
Washington State,
Florida,
Maryland,
Vermont.
New
We
Zealand,
love you too.
Oklahoma,
Ohio, Bama,
Michigan, Alabama, Biden,
Montana.
Delaware,
Northern Ireland. Sweet. That's awesome. Love you guys. We love all of our patrons
Oklahoma.
across the pond.
Lincoln, Nebraska. God's world watching.
Philly. Okay. Where we go one, we go all. Amanda, Lane, I agree. KC, South Florida.
Oklahoma,
Australia. Loving you guys out there. All of our
Australia.
Aussie Patriots are awesome. Earth.
British Columbia, Oklahoma.
Oh, nice. Nice. You got
Want to be
Massachusetts.
Gitmo gatekeeper.
Anybody here had Gitmo tending the sales? What up?
Oklahoma.
Doing a good job.
Spain, North Kakalaki to Maine.
Nice, nice. Yes, I agree, Scott. Let me. The Spirit of God is in the house. When two or more are gathered, this is awesome. Worldwide, West Virginia is in the house. Nice. Mike Lamoma.
Oklahoma. Never
We
heard.
got a lot of Scotsmen in the house as well. What's up in Bonnie?
and
Cincinnati.
Scotsman.
That's where he's from the Bonnie part. Oh, it's great.
We're on the
Montucky.
screen here. Wyoming, Parka. We still got it over us. Kind of blended us in.
Oh, this is beautiful, you guys. We love you. We love you guys. Quantum physics, Florida Q. Okay, quantum up.
Yes.
Nice.
Iowa, West Virginia. Q sent me. John B. I love you guys.
God is good.
We love
Daisy
you.
May, for
Bleed the
sure.
same.
Daytona.
God is good. Florida. Area 51
Okay.
in the house. Somebody's beaming in
Kansas.
from Area 51. All the way from Obama's bunker to Area 51. From New York to L.A.
To your
Number
backyard.
one. The number
Missouri.
one. Calling
Number
show.
one. Hey, we're voted number one. I can tell you that much. I tell you what.
Why not?
Kiowaka, Iowa. Vegas, baby.
Woodlahoma.
Woodlahoma. Where's Woodman?
Coming to the
Lovely.
Patriots Fest, Ben. What's up with the Patriots Fest?
Well, I'm going to be there. I know you're going to be there August 14th and 15th. Grill and throw that bad boy up in the chat if you don't mind, brother. Going to be out there. Flag retirement ceremony. We're going to have special guest JT Wild out there getting some good music. That's right, Grillin. Number one call-in show as shown by our polls
That was
internally.
our last poll. We haven't taken another poll, but
At the end of the poll,
do we
we're,
need
we're,
to?
we're done. See, we don't need to. It's you guys. Arizona, Frogs in Florida. Oh, Pepe. Go, James.
Pepe Lapewski.
Amanda Lane, I hope you can make it as well. I mean, shoot, you never know. Trump Mobile, Tennessee.
Trump Mobile.
Mobile. There you go. Man, you guys are awesome. Awesome.
All right, we're up.
Yes.
We're gonna shut this one down. It's been great.
Thank
Put a
you to
little-
call-ins. Man, all you guys calling in, it's amazing. I think we're getting our technical issues resolved every day. Remember, we're trying to step up with the big boys in the production level, guests, how you guys see content, all of that. And so we're not
vote?
slacking over here.
We still got enough in here to get a good vote. What was the
Yeah,
show?
yeah.
What was the quality? I mean, 5 of 5 means one thing, but I know we've always had little maybe glitchings or clickings, or I know there was probably a little bit of that today. I don't know how much of it recorded, but sound
Overall,
wise,
how was
man,
the,
sound
yeah,
wise,
how was the audio and video? You guys, that's
I was having a great time,
I
time with
I heard
sound
you
today.
perfect. It was awesome. Yeah, we're all getting lots of 5.
I see it.
Chatahubamba, Bolivia.
Great, other than the low volume on calls. Man, the one sounded great.
Yeah, now those of you guys, now when we do calls, Mike, every call is different.
There's a
So
variance.
depending on
What is the
so
variance that we can't control? Anything outside of studio? What would that mean? What does that mean?
Your cell phone when you call in.
I've never seen it, and I don't get to put my
Touch
greasy
his
fingers
opponent.
on it.
No, yeah,
Get my
that's
greasy
the
little
worst
fingers on
one.
it, so I could set it right. I'm just joking.
One of the issues always seem bad for not allowing fallow harvesting. That's funny.
All right, let's shut her down. I got to get out of here.
Okay.
It's great. Audio's visual is. Somebody put. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Take my call next time. We will take all of your calls next time. Just make sure you call in and make sure it rings so I can answer it.
Good.
I can't
No,
call
man,
you.
God bless all you guys. All you Patriots have a wonderful day today, rolling into an awesome weekend. Be with family and know that they are the most important thing more important than money, more important than food, more important than anything except for our Creator. And be with your family this weekend and know that they are the real gold in your life.
Brother. Patriots.
God bless you, brother, and God bless all of you guys. And you know what? If you want a good reading this weekend, read Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. Great read. It's easily ingestible for those who are curious about what's been happening for a while. And it's just you want to start getting into a foundational research. You want to be a researcher. Here are some basic tools you need to have already gone through and in your tool belt so you can start on the road to deciphering what is the truth in the mountain of lies.
Couldn't said it better. There you go, folks. You got your weekend planned. We hope you have a great one. I am Michael. This is the Patriot Hour. You're listening to a collage of words we've said here over the last couple of years I was messing with last night, which turned out really well. I'll see you guys back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour.